Hey guys, this is Mikey J. Raymond from Reddit, C-Force ULAD from Xbox, and Shadow Raptor from YouTube, obviously, as you're on my channel. This is my first official video on Friday Night Strategies, and first up, I'll be doing an overview on Search and Destroy. Now, what that's going to entail, number 1, map awareness. 2, a passive versus aggressive playstyle, your initial and after phase of an S&D round, as well as your comfort level while playing. First up is map awareness. You need to know the map, and you need to check your radar. Now, what I mean by knowing the map is you need to know the map layout. You need to know the spots to go where people could be. It's pretty basic stuff. You know when you first get on an FPS and you go, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I doing? Like, you don't know the map. You need to play the game, you need to learn it. Checking your radar, I don't mean to just stare at your radar. A perfect example right here. My teammate dies. We're playing a 2v2 game battles match. Now, because he died, because I saw that red dot, because I was paying attention to my radar, I now know that guy probably killed him from top mid. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go up top, I'm going to check top mid. Obviously, I'm going to be a little cautious because I don't really have a long-range weapon. See the guy, juke him out, get behind the wall. Perfect. Now he thinks I'm coming around. Just by checking my radar, I was able to line up these events. Now, obviously, what I did after that was more skill-based, but it sets you up for success just by checking your radar. Now, a little bit more on knowing your map and what I mean by that. To me, there's 3 points. There's defense points, awareness points, and contact points. Now, contact point to me is the round just started. Where's the furthest that the enemy could get in that amount of time? That doorway on the other end of the bar, I'm going to throw a stun there. That's a contact point because that's the furthest that he could have gotten. Because I threw the stun, I was able to stop him, shoot him, easy. Defense points. What do I mean by those? I'm not going to show you an example of that because these are pretty self-explanatory. You know the room that the guy just came from? That to me would be a defense point. And why? Because obviously they could come from that side. That's the side that they're going to be coming from. Like say after I planted the bomb, they could come from there. I don't want to sit just right on top of the bomb site because that's really kind of obvious. They expect that. So sit in a spot that they don't necessarily expect, waiting for them to come to you. Awareness points, I'm going to show you a few examples here because those are a little bit more tricky. Because you have your really good awareness points and you have your really, really bad awareness points. Now, a really bad awareness point to me would be sitting in my own spawn roof or sitting on top of it. Because a lot of people are going to expect you to do that. A lot of people are going to expect you to be sitting in your own spawn. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. A good awareness point would be their rooftop, sitting in their spawn. They're not going to expect that. This guy was completely unaware. He had no idea. Now, in the second clip coming up, it's going to be a clip of a hardcore match. So that's why the HUD's disappeared. Don't think it's your computer screen or something weird like that. This guy here is on my right. I'm sitting behind the air conditioner, so if the guy came up the ladder, he's obviously not going to see me. But what had just happened is because in game battles, you're allowed to use party chat, I just got called out, and I know that. So I know that their teammate's going to come looking for me some way or another. My guess is that he's going to come from the back. And I get pretty good with my guess. Awareness points aren't always going to work constantly and forever. But when they do work, it's really nice. As you can see there, I just clutched around for my team. We're moving on to the next round. Now next up, I'm going to talk about a passive versus an aggressive play style. You need to know the routes you need to take for your aggressive play style and the place to defend for passive. Now an aggressive play style works best for offense, Plaza especially. There's 2 needs to me in order to meet that aggressive play style. One of them is lightweight, the second is a PDW or some other submachine gun. I would also really recommend that you use dexterity and extreme conditioning. And probably toughness, because in an aggressive playstyle, you're going to be getting shot at a lot. The point of the fact is you need to run into people in order for the aggressive playstyle to work. It's my personal favorite because I feel that people that sit back are less ready for the events that are about to occur. When I'm pushing the enemy team, I know they're on their toes, and I'm going to put them on their toes, and I'm ready to fight them. And by routes you should take, right here. I know that in an aggressive playstyle, because of what I was talking about before, about knowing your map, where to throw your stuns, etc., there's a possibility. That's a perfect contact point. Playing aggressively allows me to get to those contact points efficiently and in a good manner and take them by surprise. So just a little bit of a review. Because the aggressive playstyle can be so intimidating to some people, remember, you're going to need lightweight, extreme conditioning, dexterity, toughness, and a submachine gun. Also, I would probably recommend a stun grenade and another grenade of some sorts. Personally, I use the frag grenade. I don't like the Semtex as much because I can't throw it to other spots. I can't throw it as far. blows up too quickly for me. Granted, it blows up quicker, but I can't use the range of motion that I'd like to. Now here's an example of a passive play style. Although you'll see me push it into this video because I'm an aggressor, this is what I mean. You get to his position. It doesn't mean you stand still in the back of your spawn. You get to a position and you wait. Now the guy can come straight down that middle or to the right side. He could have come either way. Now this is the very next round of that same map, and the same guy comes. Another thing about search and destroy players is if you kill them really quickly in the round, they're going to try to do the exact same thing almost every time. I don't know why it is, but people like to try to beat up on the guy that just killed them. There you have it. Now when I play in the passive playstyle, something I like to do is use a mid to long range weapon. I know in the last clip you saw me use a PDW, but that's hijacked. This is raid. What you're going to see me do is go on the top or the front of that tractor to the left there by A-bomb, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to put myself in a long range position because that's the type of weapon I'm using. And I'm going to pick off a guy by red box, and you'll see what I mean by red box here in a second. That's the call out that my team uses. Obviously it took me a little bit of time to get to this position. Usually at the start of the round you want to get there, but I was trying to call on my kill streak. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of detail with my classes. Coming up here I'm going to show you my aggressive class and my passive class. Now with my aggressive class, something I like to use, like I said before, is an SMG. Another thing I like to use is a laser sight in that SMG because I'm going to be putting myself in a lot of situations where there's going to be a guy right in front of me. I also like to use quick draw. To be quicker on my feet, I use lightweight. I'm going to get shot a lot, so toughness. Since it's search and destroy, dead silence. If you don't use it, you're going to get sound horde probably. Extreme conditioning, because yet again, I'm trying to get there quickly. A frag grenade and my stun to stop them. Now with my passive class, I like to sit back a little bit. As I alluded to before, M8, quick draw obviously because the assault rifles are so slow. I'm going to need a reflex sight on the M8 and a stock. I like to move a little bit. Now on this one, you won't see me use anything else. Sometimes I'll take the stock off and I'll throw on dexterity instead. But again, I'm using the lightweight, toughness, a frag, and a stun. Now on to the two things I haven't talked about. The initial and after phase of an S&D round and the comfort level. Now, the initial and after phase of an S&D round, what that means to me is the initial. The rush, the setup, everything I'm doing right here in this clip of Hydro, for those that don't have the DLC. It is that whole portion that you do that's scripted in your mind of how you're going to play things out. The after phase is everything I do from here on out. I'm reacting to the map, I'm checking my radar, you know, I'm using that awareness point, contact points that I was talking about before. I'm using everything else. I'm using all my knowledge, I'm using my skill now. It's the part where everybody kind of gets confused and doesn't know how to play it. To really play S&D well, things that I've found is I need to play with a team to really make my after phase successful. As a matter of fact, you see me snap around right there. That was because Pac-Man, a guy that's on my team and in my clan, made the call out and said the back of their spawn. So I turned around and I reacted to what he was saying. Because of that, it makes my life during the quote-unquote after phase that much easier. Now I'll take a lot of the stress away by talking about the after phase a little bit more in later videos, and I'll explain how I'm going to do that here in a few minutes. But your comfort level. This is something else I really wanted to stress to you because as a player myself, I've really dealt with some comfort level issues while playing Search and Destroy. Back in Black Ops 1 and back in Rainbow Six Vegas 2, back when I first got into competitive play, I was on some top teams, and they asked me to do some things that I wasn't comfortable with doing. They asked me to hold down spots or rush routes or go places or hold down certain points where they told me to go to the spot, and it's just like it didn't click in my head. You know, you might be seeing me do some things right now and you're just like, I don't get how you do it. It's because not everything is comfortable to people. When you do something, make sure what you're doing is comfortable to you. And if you can't get it to a comfort level point, like something I'm going to show you maybe, a rush route I might show you in a later video, if you don't like doing it, don't do it. Like literally, that is the best piece of advice I can give you. Find something that you find successful for yourself. Don't take everything I say and only use that. You really need to play within your own comfort zone in order to be successful. Because if you're playing in an uncomfortable position, it doesn't matter what you do. I could be the best teacher in the world. You're not going to be successful. Now, what am I going to be doing with this channel? For the rest of this month, I'm going to be doing search and destroy videos. So whatever you guys vote in the comments section or in the Reddit comments where I post this, let me know. Those are the maps I'll do for the rest of February. And then next month, I'll move on to a new game type. Adios.